Innovative.
Hey, but check this out. I'm Cool Ass Cam, the coolest on the planet, and today I'm here with the homies, and we want to talk shit and laugh.
Hey.
There we go, Cool Ass Cam. I like that intro. Okay,
Thank you very much.
I feel like I'm one of the homies. Let me scoop my chair up and get ready. Hold on, y'all.
That's right. With that being said, make sure you tap in with our website, www.theinnovativeculture.com. Follow us on Instagram at innovative.culture and subscribe to our YouTube at youtube.com/innovativeculture.
Bam.
Who I got in the building with me today?
What's up? It's Tony Grams here with the homies. Follow me on IG at Tony Grams, TONY_GRAMS. And we here chilling, having a good time. Who we got in the building?
Shawntanette Morgan. I'm still trying to figure out if I want to do first and last name, but I feel like Shawntanette is enough said. That's a lot
everybody knows
for
Shawntanette.
Anybody. Shawntanette, that's me. Okay, what's up, y'all? In
That
the
was
building.
lucky his reaction.
Bam,
I was
bam.
like, Shawntanette coming this week. He was like, Shawntanette.
Yes, that is my name, Shawntanette.
Like it settled,
No.
like, okay.
That's my actual name. I didn't make that up. That ain't no like compound name, nothing. That is my actual name.
That's good. It's good. We're glad to have you here.
Well, we got DJ Punch back here too, so go ahead and introduce yourself.
Y'all can follow me at I am DJ Punch, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, the whole Shabon Boo Baby.
I forgot to give my Instagram.
Oh, it ain't too late.
Just Shawntanette. Just like that. SHAWNTANETTE. Bars.
Tell him one more time.
Bars. I feel like my name is like a rap song. Like that was a whole bar right there,
was.
right?
Sound like Jay-Z talking math.
SHAWNTANETTE. Bars.
That's right.
Get off.
Just like that. Get off.
Okay.
What's up, y'all? I was watching y'all last week on Top Gun on Tony Live. I gotta
Yeah,
stop
you
calling
know.
you Top Gun in front of company because they don't know you. As that name.
Top Gun.
This Top Gun right here in the building,
You know,
y'all. In
I
case
just-
y'all allow me to reintroduce my homie. Look,
Yeah, we in here. It's a good day. Got good people here. She's like the hilarious comedian, host, business person that put together a lot of venues, shows, showcases, open mics. Literally,
Come
it's
on,
like you
Top
could.
Gun.
No, like
Come
you
on,
just
Top Gun.
that's just what I see.
Remind me of the shit I forget I done did.
you know,
Okay,
like, she was
listen.
I remember the first time I met her, I wasn't even doing comedy. I met her, but she was actually talking to my homegirl, and they were like exchanging cards. And my homie that does my tattoos, the one I always say, took me to my first comedy show. And you were hosting, it's a show I always go in on, but Spotlight Sundays. And we know, as comedians, we all know Spotlight Sundays. It's
We all know Spotlight Sundays.
Yeah, so it was when he had it out here, and I remember it was an all-female show. They had like women vendors, women musicians, comedians, and then she was the host. So that was the first time I had ever seen her. And you were like the funniest person there, and it was maybe two other funny like female comedians. And in the show, I was just like, all right, everybody else shouldn't even be up here.
That
But I was
shit
like, she
felt
need to
I
be
was
like
hosting
the whole
Grammys,
person.
y'all.
Yeah.
That was the longest show I have ever done in my
Shit start at
entire
5:30,
life,
6
y'all.
p.m. and goes to like 2.
Till like 2 in the morning, bro. He like, all right, next coming to the stage. I'm like, nigga, you give me one more name. I'm about to fight you, okay?
You just add, motherfuckers show up there and don't have flyers, and they'll go up before and they go with a flyer.
Man.
Like, they'll just show up and be like, hey, I'm a comedian too. They'll be like,
But you know what? It built a muscle in me that I didn't even know that I needed to tap into so early.
Yeah,
like
I
to be
feel
able to host something that long. Like I jokingly said it was like hosting the Grammys, but the Grammys could call me today. I'd be like, I got y'all. I could do the whole time. I don't even need like change breaks. I don't got to change outfits at all. We gonna do this, okay?
Yeah,
But it was fun, good time.
yeah, definitely. So that was the first time I seen her, and I was just there assisting my homegirl because she's a graphic designer, painter, tattoo artist. So you guys had exchanged like information, and then I remember seeing you again.
I think we was back in Long Beach.
It was somewhere else, and then it was
Ronnie
just,
Raw.
It was just a bunch of times, and then by the time I started, and then about maybe I was doing comedy about 5 months, and then that's when I came to the open mic spot, and that's when the shit was cool, and it was just we just started growing, everything started growing, and
It was
shit
a
was
vibe.
like, yeah, that shit was crazy. Mark, that's why I still people like Mark Boyd, he be up here like all this, like I just still fuck with him. He's like one of my. Just the friendships I kind of built from there. It's like that's what I appreciated the most of like these are like cool, good people. So
I low key hate thinking about the open mic spot because it hurts. Like it really hurts because I had you know how you have a vision and you see it clear as day, and then COVID was like, "Fuck your vision, get out of here." So
that shit was like,
man, but it was like
I remember
a
hosting
clubhouse for comedy.
Literally.
Like it was like a
Sometimes,
clubhouse.
Like with COVID, it didn't really shut it down. It just made you readjust.
Definitely,
Yeah.
I like that,
You know?
Cam. You better come through, Cam fam. Okay,
It made you
look.
readjust.
let them use you.
Look, you better go ahead, Cam.
Because you see what it was able to create. You were able to build off of that and work it to your advantage.
It was definitely monumental. I still get people like hit me up to this day, like, "Hey, are you guys gonna open back?" And it's like, stop asking me that unless you gonna foot the bill, okay? If you gonna pay for it,
It costs
holla at
money.
me. If not, no.
And that's what a lot of people don't understand too. With a lot of these shows, like y'all putting on live events that cost money. Like everything that it takes to put in that facility or whatever, it costs money. So whether you paying to rent a venue or you putting that venue together yourself, it's all gonna cost something.
It's all gonna cost something,
There's
man.
something got to go out for anything to come back in. And then half the times you ain't really seeing nothing, but it's the building up of it. So it was always like, because I think it was around for a minute before I came, and then I would just see, I was following on IG, but just the people I would see come there to support you and I see Alex Thomas and Slink, and that's when I seen Slink. And just like he's cool, me and him are actually like cool now. And like just before that, I had met him and we had kind of met a couple times. But just when I seen him there, that's what made me like, all right, I got to go there. Like,
And you
this
know
nigga
what's
Slink there,
crazy?
like-
I didn't even. So when I started comedy, I was literally like coming from under a rock. Like I was Disney channeled up, listening to Disney radio. Like that was my lifestyle. That's
Kids
what
Bop.
I was. Kids Bop, nigga. I was a Kids Bop nigga. Okay, listen. So when I started comedy, like I literally didn't even know these people. I didn't even know their names. All I knew was that
a whole different
I
culture.
walked into a building. The building accepted me. I got a mic in my hand. I'm like, let's go. And then slowly but surely, all of these people started coming around, and they like, oh, you got such and such. You got such and such. I'm like, yep. Who is that? But I didn't even know Slink when he came to the club the first time. And then after that, like the love he give me, the love that he showed me every single time he see me, it's like, I'm really like a little sister in
solid
comedy
dude.
without even trying. Like I ain't even did nothing to like
You
be
did a lot,
flexible
though.
or nothing, but I did a lot
You
though.
did a lot.
Cam, you better Cam
Just
leaving
from
with
what
me,
I've
okay?
heard.
Y'all, Cam leaving with me, and he gonna be my personal hype man, okay? I'm gonna just put Cam in the back seat every
Motivational
time,
nigga.
like just whisper in my ear, Cam, whisper some motivation, okay?
Affirmation.
You got this.
Affirmation.
Nigga just going, you got this.
You're a winner.
Coolest motherfucker.
Cam, you should start
on
an
the planet.
Instagram page putting out positive affirmation.
Hey,
Not
that shit would
positive
go up.
information,
I think
for
that would go
real.
up just off like just see a cool ass nigga too. He's just sitting there with a cup of coffee. in the
hitting the
morning.
blunt. He got to hit the blunt.
Do either one, coffee or blunt.
Both.
He like
Oh, blunt
today,
and coffee cup.
Both.
Yeah.
Blunt and
Today-
coffee
Blunt and
kit.
coffee
you
cup.
getting it done today. No excuse. And
What
then-
y'all don't know
and
is this
then-
motherfucker
and
talking to
then just sit-
himself. Like he really got to talk to himself. And
and
he
then
tell
just-
himself that
That's
shit.
the clip. That's every day he drops 6 seconds of inspiration.
Man.
Like 5 minutes of
So that
fun.
maybe somebody out there might need to hear what I'm hearing.
There you go. I for
That's
sure
how I
did.
think about it.
You already done changed my perspective. We only been here for like 5 minutes.
Right?
So that's
yeah,
good.
we only
Man.
into the show.
So I just seen Sunday you performed at Chocolate Sundays.
Yes, I
At
did.
the Laugh Factory. How was that? Like,
It was surreal.
how
It
many
was-
times? Is that that's not the first though, right?
That's my very first time being on the Chocolate Sunday stage.
Damn.
Being at the Laugh Factory. That's my very first time performing
I
there.
felt like I've seen you. I don't know. That shit's dope. That's super dope. So just once you get to that level of those venues, and even if I like, excuse me, I look at some of them and like, because they kind of treat us certain ways. But when you see somebody you know that get on it, and they they're gonna do good because they do good everywhere else they go, and like that shit's dope. So that's
It was intimidating. Like the whole Laugh Factory Chocolate Sundays of it all was hella intimidating, but people kept reminding me of who I was like leading up to the show, because it was first impression. So that was my first time like showing Chocolate Sundays what I can do, who I am, what I can bring to the stage.
Right.
And so many people were like treating me like it was nonchalant, like you got this. Like like you got this. And I'm like, you niggas don't understand. Okay, this is where Tiffany Haddish and Kevin Hart and all of them kind of people and Jerry Springer, like I mean not Jerry Springer, what's his name? The other dude.
Richard Bay.
There you go, the other white people, the white Jewish people, the other white Jewish people. it was hella intimidating leading into it, and then like personal life stuff was going on, and I'm like trying to keep my mind focused on being funny. Like just be funny, just be funny, just be yourself.
That's the platform. So if you know that all of them people then went through them doors, went to that stage and did their thing, it's like, shit, you being next in line, you know,
right.
That's
so
a good feeling.
getting actually when I got the mic in my hand, that's always when my nerves go away. Like every single show, it don't matter. Y'all can do a comedy show in here. I'm gonna be nervous until I get the mic in my hand, and then that's like it's my grounding, and I find my find my footing. So when I got the mic in my hand, it literally was like I was having deja vu. Like everything was moving in slow motion, like the Matrix, and I'm like talking my shit, but I feel like I'm going real slow, and then I listen to the tape back, I'm talking hella fast, like I was just firing. It's like, okay, cool, I did my shit.
I heard what you are when you just said that, like the nerves until you get up there, and I remember it was an older comic that was at the open mic spot one night, and we were outside talking and smoking, and she said that she was like, yeah, if like no matter how long you've been doing this, if you don't get those nerves, she's like, even if it's 20 years, 30 years in, if you don't get those nerves before you still go up every time, maybe it's ain't for you no more. She's like, it's like you posted. And it always still, sometimes even before shows, I told him I damn near had an anxiety attack. And it was a show with Mark like on New Year's Eve out here. And I'm like, I parked and I walked up. And it was like weird. I don't know what it was. I just got to the door and was like, nah, like it just literally walked all the way back down to the street to my car and was about to just like, fuck this. And then I like got to the car like, what the fuck? Like, and they just went back and had to give
your camp speech. Like, nigga, you know who you are, like, okay? I believe in you. That was about,
but it's still sometimes the nerves do just like take off. You be like, fuck this. Like, I'm gonna just go home. Like, so that's that's super cool though.
Yeah, I feel that. And I even having my own club, I was still getting nervous right before I got on stage. Like it never went away for me. Like I'm still gonna always like, just gotta shake it out. That's me shaking out my nerves.
Yeah, that's where confidence kicks in, and knowing like, all right, I know what path I'm on, and this is something that's supposed to happen, so I need to go out here and make,
That's my favorite
do my
C-word
job,
right
do what
there.
I'm supposed to do.
That's my favorite C-word. When I first started, Chris Brown released I'm gonna bring him up.
Love Chris Brown.
What's the one with the 45 songs on it? What's the name of the album?
I can't remember.
Heartbreak on the Full Moon. I got it. It's in there. He had a song on there called Confidence, and that was the first time. Like I jokingly be like, Chris Brown's singing about me. He talking about me. Like he want a girl like me because he keep mentioning me without mentioning me, right? But that was the first time I was like, yo, the universe is feeling me right now, because for that song to come out right when I started comedy, and everybody is like, it's your confidence, it's your confidence. I'm like, this is not confidence. This is nerve coming out and presenting itself to the world as confidence. But this is fear. This is heartbreak. This is undetermination. This is all of the negativity, and it's just coming out like this. So that was that's my favorite C word right there, confidence. Because I never feel like I'm confident, but what people see is confidence, and that's enough for me. Like if I do something and it make you believe in yourself, like this nigga been doing this for how long? Just because he saw me doing it and I look confident. So I'm like, I be that. I be that confidence.
You got to. Like, honestly, it's just like I don't know, I felt like that. It's the confidence, and then but it's still the like, all right, the nervousness mixed together. It's like a both, because then like people get up there and be too confident and they be like, and they don't have the talent or the shit to back it up.
Well, yeah, that's the difference. That's where the line is drawn.
Talk to us, Cam. Talk to us about the line, Cam. Cool, Cam.
You could be the nigga with all the confidence, right? But then you don't have like you didn't go to practice that day. You ain't been to practice in about a week. You feel me? So now when it's time to show up to the game, it's like, where is your skill level going to be at compared to the rest of the team?
You are subpar.
You falling apart now. The shit ain't connecting. So I look at a lot of shit like that of just the work you put in and what you get back, and that's what just having that spot and being there every night, every other day, the shows. Then other people bringing other people like, yeah, this is dope. It was just, it did build a lot of shit in you as far as us and everybody, I think, of like to where we gonna keep going, and it just helped like the journey keep going, like just for that moment of until, like I said, COVID kind of just fucked up everything. I think we were there. That it was that Sunday I was hosting, and we were all in the front, me, Mario, I don't think Ryan was there. It was Coke. It was me, Mario, Coke.
Shout out to my boy Coke.
Man, we had him up here a couple months ago.
Nice. That's my guy right
He
there.
was on like episode 48.
Yeah, these funny. Yeah. But it was like we were all outside smoking, and then we all started getting updates on our phone, like, oh, no venue can have more than 175 people. Then it was like within like 30 minutes, it was like 125. Then by the end of the mic, it was like,
you niggas gotta close.
Yeah, like
that's what they
it was
said.
like no more than 100, and then by like Tuesday, it was like everything closed.
Yeah.
So like literally, we were up there like we were like I remember everybody was doing their set. Like, so you think this shit real?
Right.
Like everybody's set was like, this is bullshit.
And we even stayed open like maybe a month after everything shut down, and I was having the bright ideas of like, okay, well, I'm gonna sanitize the mic, I'm gonna lie something down, I'm gonna get mic covers, I'm gonna do this,
a lot of
I'm gonna
mics
do
on
that.
Melrose, and they was doing the same shit. Like,
a lot of people stayed open, but the determining factor for me was so the week that day that happened, like literally the week right after that, I found out I was pregnant with my second kid, and I'm like, ooh, decisions got to be made, and I gotta let some stuff go. So I decided to just step away, and then actually me stepping away is what helped me realize how powerful my presence was.
Yeah.
Because when I stepped away, everybody was like, well, if you ain't going, I ain't going. And I was like, wait, hold on. I need to come back to something. But if y'all don't go, I can't go back. So that's where we at now, just figuring stuff out. And, you know.
That's real.
It was a good time, though. Like, just all of that. But like I said, to see you doing everything, you still doing it, just to, like, see you, like I said, Laugh Factory last Sunday, killing it. Packed house, like, that shit is dope just to see people finally get there, like, what they deserve. Especially because you've seen them work for it.
I appreciate it.
I've had conversations with other comedians, female comedians, just like recently I just did a show Saturday, and we had a conversation about there's comedians that we know, and it's not like hating on somebody like I should have that spot, but it's like we've seen comedians kind of like might be doing comedy less than a year and really don't have their shit together, and they're doing a Comedy Store like twice a week. And they're like, how the fuck is that even possible? But we kind of, and me and this other comedian kind of was like, we know how. But there's other people that really deserve those positions that have been doing comedy maybe 5 years, 10 years. There's people that have been doing comedy probably 15 years that are hilarious and never performed at the Comedy Store. So it's not like I should have that spot. It's like we recognize there's a lot of people that should have bigger spots. And there's people that really, and not to hate on somebody's opportunity, but it's like, how the fuck did you, so how are you
and not
here?
even not like how the fuck, but like literally, how the fuck did you do it so I could do it too? Like just share the knowledge, let me know.
You've done shows, you hit me up to do my shows, so I've seen your level of
and
it's like, damn, this motherfucker at the Comedy Store
how
twice
you
a
get
week.
that? How you get? I still haven't performed at the Comedy Store, so I started at the Comedy Store. That was the first time I ever got a mic in my hand at they open mic on Mondays.
Yeah, the potluck.
That's where I started the potluck mic, and I didn't even get pulled because of the potluck. They were doing a competition. Like asking questions and whoever had the funniest answer type deal, right? So I did that, and then I won some stage time, and they put me on stage and that's how I started.
As you see what
but
I'm saying,
I still
that's what
ain't
you gotta
performed
go
there.
through.
Yeah, I still never been on the show.
Like that, like everybody, right, has a story of how they got to where they are. And like
it's an origin story.
An origin story, right?
My origin story is crazy.
Everybody got an origin story.
I know you can't see it, but I got an S on my chest. Okay, my origin story is crazy.
You ever going through something in real life, like in the moment, and you be sitting there, you be like, "Is this gonna be part of my origin story?"
right. What's happening right now, man?
Like life is changing, you know, and then it's a lot of shit that goes down.
And you know what's crazy? I felt my life changing in the moment. Like in that moment, like it felt like the night before I went to sleep a regular broke mommy, and when I woke up that next morning, it felt like something was about to happen.
You was a murder mommy.
Man, I was a beast when I woke up. Like I'm about to tackle anything. I'm about to do anything. Cause
on your head,
man, unfortunately, most women find themselves after the breakup that really break their heart. Like, and that's what it was. It was like
everybody got to kind of go through something.
Gotta go through that. Hurt.
It like you just shed that whatever you was on, and you book that whatever comes out, and that's usually how everybody. They said Sam Kinison. You remember Sam Kinison? They said my uncle told me a story about, and I remember Sam Kinison as like a kid on everything, the Bundys and every movie through history. But they said, like, so he was a comedian. He would perform at the store regularly. And he was funny, but he hadn't really found his, like, kind of niche or his voice. Mm-hmm. And they said his, that hotel next to the Comedy Store. Mm-hmm. So I guess he was staying in there. And his girl that came out, and they had gotten into, like, this huge argument on Sunset in front of the Comedy Store, like, screaming at each other. And this nigga was charged up, like, feeling crazy. And she left. He went and he had to do his set, and he went on stage and just started screaming at the top of his lungs. And that became literally his character for the rest of his life till he died. Mm-hmm. And that's what that put him in every movie, music video, Run DMC, Aerosmith. He was in, like, literally just from him getting into an argument with his girlfriend and breaking up outside the Comedy Store and going to do his set and just venting but screaming. And that became it. The screaming, that became his catchphrase. Mm-hmm. And he would just say what he hates in life and this and that, and then just lose his shit. And it was funny as fuck. So it's just something like some people have to. That pain is how you find.
You know, Sam Kinison used to be a preacher.
Yep, that too.
That shit funny. Mm-hmm. His presence on the mic, like you could tell.
Andy Pauly Shore was Pauly Shore's godfather, all that shit. So it's like that's why he said he was always at the Comedy Store, and like Mitzi, like that was her shit. So it was the same shit. Like I felt like that was the same thing. It was a woman that was giving all these different people opportunities that grew all these incredible fucking careers. From Jim Carrey to Arsenio to Paul Mooney to like a lot of people, like to Robin Williams, Louis Anderson, all the niggas you see on the wall, everybody we done seen on game shows, talk shows. So I feel like that's the similar thing that you did for us and for our community, especially having that in Inglewood, because that's why I would tell the homies.
That be making me blush on live. Y'all stop looking at me.
That's what I would tell the homies though, because it was like just before I even had a car, I was catching a bus to Hollywood and North Hollywood and doing all these shows, and then I was like, well, shit, I'm like, I can catch the bus straight up La Brea from Midtown right to Inglewood, and it's right, it's damn near the same. It's right same there. Thing, and it's supporting some. Like a black business, it was just like it was every reason to go there. So
and
like
that was all of my reasons for opening. Like I swear, one day I was driving on Manchester in La Brea, and I saw it. Like I saw it clear as day. I saw the logo, I saw the lights, I saw the name, I saw everything, the vision was there, right? And then when it opened, it was like you know how they say, as soon as you start tapping into your greatness, everything will come to destroy you. And everything that was trying to block me, it just made me want to stick with it more. Like, nah, fuck this. I'm about to do this. This mine. I'm about to do this. Yeah. And to know that I actually did it, now I'm sitting here looking at the ceiling like, well, can I figure out how to do it again? I could probably figure it out again, do it 2 times and do it 2 times better. So
a lot of people, it's a lot of people that's their story.
So many people started at the open mic spot. So many, that was the first stage that they could get on, and they could actually get an authentic audience and people to actually, enjoy comedy and things like that.
Just meeting and connecting, networking. That's the first place. And I met the show. It was one of the shows you had booked me on. And I had met Boogie B. Boogie
B, yeah. That's my guy. R.I.P. Boogie B.
It was like, but I remember he was sitting on the couch. And I think that show was Boogie. I want to say Ron.
Ron G did the show. Ron, Boogie. Barry Brewer was on that show.
And it was like me, and because I always like thank y'all for just putting me on shit like that to where okay, I'm here, and then y'all throwing me up with like people I done seen and shit for like a minute, and then that was like, but that's what the first time I met Boogie, I had never heard his voice. I didn't know who he was, but he was chilling on the couch, and then I came back. And he was like, yeah, you funny as fuck, bro. And I was like, he went up and killed it. And I didn't even know he was like from New Orleans. And his voice, all that, oh shit, this nigga sound like a hot boy.
That was back when you used to do that heroin den jump. That used to be my shit.
I haven't done that shit in a minute. I gotta bring that shit back. I love when
he used to do the heroin den jokes.
That shit was that shit's funny. Like
I was real big on bridging that gap between. I was lucky enough to kind of get thrown into comedy like a sink or swim situation. Like you gonna either do it or you gonna get the fuck on, right? Yeah. So I always jokingly say like I skipped the line. So when I opened that club, it was like I wanted to have a space where somebody can come out every single day and work that shit out, because what people don't know is I was performing for myself in the mirror because I didn't have a car, and I'm a woman, and I'm like, nigga, I've been watching Disney Channel my whole life. I'm not getting on nobody bus so I can get lost or kidnapped. I'm not doing that.
Take the princess.
Man, so I used to just be in the mirror by myself, me and my 3-year-old, banging out my jokes, figuring it out. I can't curse with my 3-year-old, so that helped me work on that muscle and not cursing. And then when I had the vision, I started my first open mic in Inglewood at Mingle's T-Bar. That blew up to the point where we couldn't even fit in the room. Literally, we could not fit in the room anymore. It was too many people. Then I bounced around to a couple of places and ended up at Comfort LA down the street from the open mic spot. Ended up filling up that spot. Couldn't fit in the room no more. That's when I'm like, I could do this every single day. Like, I'm bringing these people out. I could do this, right? And so, like, so many people got started with me and they found their voice. And I don't know if you know who Ross Watkins is. You know who that is? You know who Royal Watkins is? Comedian. So his son started at my open mic in the park.
Oh, shit. The one y'all do in Rogers?
Yeah. Okay. So he started at my open mic in the park, and it's like, damn, I'm really like, I don't even know the words for it. Like, every time I do something, it creates something where people are gonna remember it for years. Like, everything I touch, it's like, I remember you did this for me, and I'm like, girl, I just did it because I love you. Like, straight up. I put him on shows because he was at the open mic every single day. Bro, you coming to support me every single day, and I'm also hearing you.
But see, now
every
you the one kicking the affirmation, see?
I gotta
that's
kick it back.
Shit that I needed to hear.
Kick it back. Look, you putting in the work every single day, bro. I see you growing. I see how you started that joke on Monday. I see how you banged it out and you got it to where it's at on this Monday. You ready to do a show. Who am I to tell you not ready just because the universe don't want you to be ready in your first year?
And I'd be
That's
nervous.
stupid.
I'm like, I see the flyer.
That's
I'm like, damn, it's
stupid.
me. And I'm
It's
seeing like
you.
Ron G's face. I'm like, oh shit.
It's
like,
you. You deserve to be up there in them spots.
I remember when I made that post of like, that shit was crazy, me meeting Ron G like 2 years before at Chocolate Sundays, and when he was hosting, and he like taking a picture with me and was like, we chopped it up. And I think I asked another comic about just if they did amateur nights. I didn't even know if it was called an open mic or whatever. I was just like, there's like a night I can come, and he was like, try Tuesday, but you have to wait in line for like hours. And so I just kind of never went, but then just to be 2 years later, and now I'm taking a picture and with Ron, and we on the same show.
You on the show
and
with
that shit was a major accomplishment to me, and that shit was always cool. So, like, thank you. Man.
I never give myself enough room to like learn who these people are. I always like to be authentic and just get to know people personalities. And not growing up in comedy, I didn't really know who anybody was, like I said. And so, like, to have the kind of conversations that I have with Ron G, like, I don't know what Ron G think about me, but I feel like that's like my big brother. Like, if I feel something on my heart when I see Ron G, I'm gonna run it by him. Like, hey, bro, this is what I'm feeling. This is what I'm thinking about. And like, to be able to have access to that type of comedic knowledge, that type of knowledge. Like, I just did a show last night. Earthquake walked in the door. I'm like, bro, like, when I first started comedy, my mom, the first thing out of my mama's mouth was like, oh, you gonna perform with Earthquake? I'm like, I don't think that's how it works, mama. I don't think I'm gonna meet
like,
Earthquake. Like, my mama like, bring Earthquake to the next time we have a cookout. It's like, I don't think I could do that, mama. I don't think I got it like that, man. But
she wants you to build a whole friendship. Like
so they could come to the house. So they could come to the cookout for sure. But just to be able to connect with them people and like I said, like skip the lines. Like, you deserve to know Scruncho. You deserve to know Sling Ganja. If anything, them niggas deserve to know you. Like, that was my way of thinking. That's always been my way of thinking.
And how you even said just being friends, genuinely just knowing people and being friends and not just trying to be friends with them because of who they are. And that's how I felt like me and Brody became cool. Because I was just cool with Brody from Open Mic Spot. Because he would come up there, but he still had his little ponytail.
His little ponytail,
and
yeah.
Like, he would be, I was like, this nigga funny. And we just be talking, and he's funny. And I had no idea this nigga did, like, all the shit he had did.
106 and Park.
Yeah, I didn't know that for, like, a couple years already. Like, we had been cool about 2-3 years at that point. And I'm sitting at home smoking on the couch, stretched out, just flicking YouTube and watching, like, what happened to I think it's Hello Asinine or one of those, like, YouTubers that do the deep dives and shit. And then they do a deep dive into what happened to 106 and Park and why it was canceled. And then they go through all the hosts. And then they get to the last two hosts, and they just show this nigga Brandon standing there and Carucci. And I'm like, is that this nigga Brandon? And they were like,
I
yeah.
noticed
And they were like,
Hold
yes,
on.
Brandon Brody was the host of what I'm like, damn, this nigga hosted. And
But that's like monumental in itself.
Exactly.
Because it was like 106 in Park, everybody remembers
mine,
that.
Freestyle Friday, everything.
Whether it was AJ and Free or all, but it's like
Tigger, Jaleesa,
you was a part of that
Bow-
dynasty.
Mr. 106 in Park, aka Bow
Bow
Whistle.
Whistle. Bow Whistle in the building.
You
It's
see what
on
I'm
you
saying?
camp.
So it's that, but just like you said, that just I genuinely was already cool with Brody to where we did shows. We did a show with Janae on Melrose one night. Then he was like, well, shit, I got a show with Warren. And I'm like, I'm on that same show, so I'll give you a ride. So we like riding the shows together, but just on some cool shit as him just being a good dude and funny as fuck. And then I'm like, oh, damn, this nigga, that made it even cooler. Like, I was to see somebody that with those kind of accolades and all kind of shit, and they still just regular around the city with all of us. Like, he came here, did the shows, cool. That was one of our funniest shows, and just chopped it up with us. So it's just like that. Just that space created a great space for everything. Just to
It was
grow.
a good networking space.
Definitely.
From what
I'm
I
about
can
to
hear.
go home and
where
write
you
out
can
some
have-
notes. I'm about to bang out some notes and just figure it out because I feel like after hearing Top Gun explaining, it's like, you know what, COVID can't stop me. Okay, I'm a beast
Man.
according to Cam.
It was. I'm telling you, it was people after COVID or right while it was still like in September when shit was starting to open back up. It was people that like acquired like venues and old open mics on Melrose that other people had owned, and they kind of got them on some janky shit. Like there was one dude, he kind of got Bert's back room like that. He was just living in there, and the landlord came to kind of throw everything out. And he was like, "Oh, if I pay, can I keep it?" And they were like, "Yeah." And he just started. He turned it to a new name. He renamed it Vicky's and a bunch of them. That's Stink and Precise and fucking Teddy Ray. We would all be up in there. Fucking Tony Hinchcliffe would slide through sometime and be up in there at like 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, because they would keep it open sometime until 5 a.m. So it was that same type of like energy of like once you create a space and just like, hey, like show up and where that's where I met
Show up
that's
and
where I met
show out.
Sadiqa. That's where I met G King at the open mic spot.
Yep.
But like he would come up
Probably.
there because there would be a time where it'd be like me, Sadiqa, and G King are like the only 3 black people in the room, and all the white people outside doing weird ass drugs
Doing
and
weird
smoking.
white people stuff.
Literally,
No offense
in
to
the
white people.
hallway.
Y'all know
Just-
y'all
they
weird.
know what they was doing, and they proud of it.
Y'all know
know
what
y'all
y'all be
weird.
doing.
Yeah, they know they proud of that shit. But
I
they
know
be
y'all
in
don't
there
season y'all chicken.
at all.
Man, for
Fucking,
real.
they use accent. Remember accent? Look
It
at
brings
Brad.
out the flavor.
Man,
That's
that
what it
shit-
say on the bottom.
That shit was white.
what it say on the
Hey, it
bottom.
was. I've never seen a seasoning that was white with no seasoning.
It's like
it
With
has
no
no
flavor.
flavor.
It's
Fake
like
like
flavor.
fake salt. It made no sense.
It's like
brings
straight
it out.
MSG.
Oh, that's what accent was.
Oh. Wow, you teaching us something new.
Yeah,
I
he know. He be knowing
I didn't know
shit.
what it was.
Oh, smart nigga like this nigga, cool ass.
I
nigga.
didn't know what
Oh,
it
Chinese
was.
food, motherfucker.
No MSG, no adjectives. They be like extra duck sauce.
All right, hold the accent. That's basically what they saying. Hold the
Oh,
accent.
accent.
That's funny.
That's hilarious. Like, so yeah, but yeah, I just like I said, it's people kind of after that COVID shit, people kind of made their little, and I felt like after that did kind of help comedians like myself, because a lot of bigger name comics kind of was like, oh, LA's done. It was like people like Rogan and other dudes like, oh, we're out of here, and that's why they went to Texas, New Jersey, back to the South, Florida, wherever, because they thought comedy in LA or Hollywood was just done. And I'm like, fuck. First of all, that's dumb as fuck. Even that's just weird in itself. Just because you think you're not there, comedy's done. But that kind of like created it's like the top of the food chain left, and it just left whoever. So
Whoever
even
can
if you
rise to
didn't
the
make
top.
it to the top, people saw it, gave people more eyes to look at everybody. So then there's people that probably took spots at the top, but now everybody's saying, okay, there's dudes down here that are just as good as that dude at the top, or just as like they started. And I felt that's what people like me, Slink, Stink, fucking. Like a lot of people, Mark and doing their shits all over to where they were able to make that name, and it was like, okay, everything's closed down, but we still out here, motherfuckers is falling out their chairs laughing and doing their thing. So Hey, let's get it. So
Virtual comedy kind of took me back for a second.
I couldn't get into it.
I couldn't really get
Everything
into it.
was
I did a
virtual,
couple
too.
of shows. I did a couple of virtual shows, and it was just like after being in the open mic spot and really being submerged in comedy, it kind of felt weird doing it by myself at the house and just watching
with the camera,
just with your camera. But I did the virtual open mic for Chocolate Sundays.
Oh, I remember.
And that's how I
that.
got the spot last Sunday from doing the
Yeah,
virtual
that's how long
show.
they make people wait too.
Yeah, so
Like-
I've been waiting for that for 7 years.
Yeah, people are like they're literally people that they're waiting until 2027 to go to perform right
I
now.
would
Former
like
Chocolate
still
Sundays.
have people in the room, like for
And
like 4 or 5 people.
I would have loved to, but I was pregnant and I was living with my grandma and I didn't want to catch COVID. And it was so many reasons why, I had to do it by myself.
Just had to
But
tough it out, like-
yeah, I was so glad that I did. Like I only did like maybe, I did a show with Mauricio on virtual. I did a show with Ebony Tolliver on virtual, and then after those two, I was like, yeah, I don't really like this. I don't want to do it no more. And then Allie, you remember Allie Noel?
Allie, yeah.
She hit me up. I did her show, and then right after that, I got an email to do the Chocolate Sundays virtual. They like, this is a good way for you to skip ahead and find out who's gonna make it to the actual live show. And I was so glad that I worked out that muscle. And then still now with like TikTok and Instagram Reels and all of that, I'm glad I worked out that muscle of being on camera with nobody around and still being able to, be funny and articulate my points. Cause now like the shit, you gotta do this or you're not gonna be nobody. Like, so it was a good muscle to work out, but I still was like, I hate you. I hate you so much, COVID.
Man, they just shut everything down.
Shut everything down, but it also like I feel like it cleared everything out. Like I love to play devil's advocate for COVID.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it kind of cleared everything out and was like, get all of the BS out the way.
It just was like if you can sink or swim. Honestly, that's what I feel like. It was like I always had a joke right after. I was like, man, I had a good 2020. It's like I was like, I feel sorry for everybody that died and everything, but like nigga, I was living. Like I was thriving low key, doing these after hours, underground shows, like the Sugar Shack and like all. It was because like places like that kind of exploded because Hollywood was shut down. So then you had all those people that would never really make those, and because that was one thing that used to bother me with a lot of. It's like you expect that from kind of not us, like non-black comics, but that's one thing that would bother me kind of with certain comics, black comics, of like when you tell them like. Hey, yeah, it's a spot, and I'll go to this spot. Oh, where is it? I'd be like, oh, it's an Oh, I don't do comedy south of the 10. And I'd be like, that was like really like a saying.
That's really a thing.
That's really a saying.
Really
Like a lot,
thing.
and I kind of took it not like offensive, but I took it personally because I literally lived directly behind the 10. Like the 10,
literally,
you could literally see,
get off the 10 and this nigga's house is right there.
Also like my grandma when they came from Detroit, their first apartment was on the other. Was just. North of the 10 on 23rd in Crenshaw. So it's like literally I'm born and raised south and north of the 10 on like the 10.
They not doing no shows
So it's
over
just,
there.
but it's like so to hear somebody say that on top of you, a black person, and you trying to kind of portray this image like you the realest nigga in the room, but in so many words you saying you scared to go to LA.
Well,
like,
maybe they not saying that,
Like,
but
let's
maybe-
be real. You scared to
you
go
scared
south
to
of
come
the
to
10.
like Inglewood to do your.
But a lot of
set.
them that is not used to being down there too. Like if they not from
They
there,
didn't watch too
they
many
don't
rap
live there.
videos.
They may be from out of state or whatever. Anything they could have just moved to
It'd
LA.
be niggas
but
from up north that would say that.
they don't
And I'd be
live.
like, nigga, you from
in
like the worst
south
part
of the
up
10.
north.
They live like
in Van Nuys, North Hollywood.
exactly.
But for me, it was the exact opposite because I'm born and raised in South Central. Like I've been in South Central my whole life.
So
I
you
was,
comfortable.
I
You
was
know
born
where
on
to go,
35th
you
and
know.
Western.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not even that, because I was born on 35th and Western, but my mama kept me sheltered and kept me in the house. So I never really knew where I was
cracking
at.
outside.
And I never really knew what was going on until, it became knowledgeable to me in my own way, in my own light. So for me, I was scared to go to Hollywood and go to Van Nuys, and I don't really trust white people. Like I
grew up
they
like
make
that.
me like kind of like I
the
gotta
same
clutch my
way
pearls in
that
my
you
purse and
explain it-
in my cooch. Like let me put everything in my pockets because I don't know which one of
like,
these
y'all
niggas gonna
shifty
do
eyes.
what. Yeah. So I was scared to go, I was scared to venture out up north, and I just wanted to be in my, close-knit community. And the first spot I started my open mic at, I used to walk there. Like, that's how confident I used to be walking the streets. Like, I used to walk to my open mic after it get done 10 o'clock at night. I'm walking my ass back home if nobody want to give me a ride. So it was like, it's crazy that people think that, but that's what allowed me the opportunity to do what I did.
Yeah.
There is still no open mic in Inglewood.
That's crazy.
There's still no open mic in Inglewood. There's still no comedy club in Inglewood. Like, so the J Spot closed down. The J Spot was in Inglewood.
I hosted the last show at the J Spot.
Yeah.
Like, that was just on the homie Dante Dupree, and he was making up for I got bumped at a show at the rooftop when I would either open or host. Mm-hmm. And he was like, I'm gonna make it up to you. I'm gonna make it. People say shit, but one thing Dante always come through. Like, he's a solid dude. And he just was like, he hit me one day, was like, can you host the weekend after Thanksgiving? It was that Saturday after Thanksgiving. I'm like, yeah, where is it? And he sent me the flyer. He just put my picture, and it was, I hosted the last show at the J Spot. And I'm like, it's like the accomplishments I get, like, I would never expect. I had never even been to the J Spot. I ain't never seen a show at the J Spot, and it was a packed fucking room. Mm-hmm. And niggas was like, man, it's never really packed up. It's like anymore like it kind of used to be at a certain time.
The problem with the J Spot always
the 2-drink
felt
minimum?
like, not even that.
I made a joke about that. They be on that shit.
And I tried my hardest to give the J Spot my insight on what we did at the open mic spot. Like, I tried my hardest, but it was like a wall of, I don't know who you are.
Some old school shit.
Like, on some old school shit. Like, they didn't want to hear what the young kid had to say. Yeah. And I'm like, you niggas need to stop playing and utilize this space. Like, the last time I was at the J Spot, I was standing outside on the balcony, and it was over 40 comedians standing outside on a balcony wishing they could get on stage.
That's crazy.
And it was a stage on the balcony. I'm like, y'all need to stop playing, open this space up for an open mic. Let these people pay you $5 to come get on these stage. That's 40 people paying you $5, bro. You gonna stay open, Mr. J. Anthony Brown. But they wasn't trying to hear me. They were like, who is this little girl that keep talking so fast? That nigga, she thinks she know everything. I don't know everything, but I know God gonna do it when I show up. Like, that's all I was trying to say. And they was like, I ain't feeling that. Get your ass out of here. So
that's real shit.
Get your ass out of here, little girl.
It's like just like that though. All the spots, like, that's crazy. There is no more like comedy. There was one spot I seen they were trying to do shows at, like on Manchester, and I want to say
Market.
No, not that spot.
Not the Miracle Theater.
No, that's where Nichelle does where the other
I
the
spoke
crack
comedy
'em up,
into that room too.
I want to do that one. That's the Saturday crack 'em up. Like, that one looks dope. But it was
I walked in there one day and I told the lady, like, hey, I'm a stand-up comedian. I want to bring shows here. And all of a sudden I look up, every nigga is doing a show at the Miracle Theater but me. I'm like, how you not going to call me back because you don't know my face? You didn't.
I be when this camera ain't on, and I be sitting here talking about a lot of the bullshit that kind of happens a lot.
I don't even call it bullshit no more, Top Gun. You know what I see it as? I see it as I'm groundbreaking. Because had I not went in there and planted that seed in there for them to do comedy there, you wouldn't have the notion to want to go and perform comedy there. Like, it was never, it wasn't even on their mind before. She was literally told me straight to my face, wow, I've never thought about that. I'm like, I know, people don't ever think about the things I think about. And it was a whole joke and everything. And now to know, like, I can't even get on the shows that are being done there, it's like, okay.
But I'm the one that innovated
That's cool. I'm cool.
Back in the day, niggas used to be club promoters. Mm-hmm. And it was the same way. It was like we would get venues that wasn't even like, full on clubs. It might be like a fucking restaurant or bar and grill.
They renting it out.
Yeah, something like that.
An event
it's like
space.
We go out get that first, do, a big ass event there.
They see what it is.
Somebody see it. Now they come in there. Somebody come in. Now they like, next time we try to get we can't even get it no more because they done already burnt the spot out.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's some sucker shit.
Either some shit that got shot up or,
some dumb shit, yeah.
Man, on some straight, I ain't gonna say the words that I know to say because I'm from South Central and I know a lot of words, but they mix and mingle with each other and they don't like each other. So I ain't gonna say what I want to say, but I'm gonna say, we see you. Like, we see what y'all doing. And it's cool for me because I know my purpose is bigger than whatever is going on around me. And I know that, what God got for me, he gonna always have for me and it's always gonna be mine. But it does get hard. The knowing. Yeah. Like, the knowing gets so frustrated. Knowing that I still can't Even though I walked in that door that first time, now I can't walk in that door because it's blocked by the people that came in the door after me. Like that's weird to me. But it's like, you know what? Maybe that's not meant for me. Maybe I'm not meant to go through that door. Maybe that wasn't my avenue. Maybe it was just for me to plant that seed and keep it pushing. Maybe it was for me to do this and keep it pushing. So I try to stay locked in on what's in front of me. I try to have tunnel vision, like just seeing, what's right in front of me and stuff.
Yeah.
So what else you got coming up, or what's new? What's in the works? How just life? What's going on with everything else?
Man, where do I start and stop at? Momming is taking up a lot of time. This mom shit, but I love it. Them literally my little best friends. My son is about to be 1, so like I'm a year postpartum. I'm like, okay, I never stopped doing comedy. Like I got back on stage 6 weeks after having him. I'm like, 6
I'm out
weeks,
here.
no dick. I'm going to get the mic. Like that's where my mind was at. I wasn't worried about nothing but getting back on stage because I literally love it. Like it's my safe spot. It's what I love to do. It helps me like channel all of the energy that I've always had. So with him being a year postpartum, I'm like, damn, I kind of want to leave the state again. Like I went out of state and did some comedy in a couple of places for a little, for maybe 2-3 months.
That's dope.
I was out of state doing comedy, and it's like,
That's dope.
I like that. I like that feeling. Don't tell me that, Tony, because we could definitely go. Because I don't want to go by myself, and I've been waiting for a strong black man to come with me. He got to be black and he got to be strong. That's where I draw the line at.
I'm just walking around like the duffel bags.
Man, I got people hitting me up in all kind of places. Like they just find me on TikTok or Instagram or somewhere, and they're like, "You should come to my city and do comedy." I'm like, "I for sure can," and I know I could produce a show. I know I could sell out a show wherever it's at. But my whole thing is, I ain't never been nowhere. So I don't want to go out there trying to figure out the land and trying to figure out how to promote the show and trying to do all of that,
do everything, pretty much.
Do everything. So
niggas need assistance.
Yeah,
that's what somebody really told me too for like one of my, because I was doing my show at the bar. And it was like the homie told me, he was like, man, you really need like an assistant, not even on no Hollywood shit.
Well,
like,
okay, I could be your booking agent.
Not even on no Hollywood shit. So I actually asked there's a comedian that I knew that came up, she been doing comedy for I think longer than I have, and she know a lot of people, and she's outgoing. She talk to people. She not like me, like just get shy and in her head and stay to I like to tuck off in the corner and not talk to nobody. Yeah. She more outgoing. So I asked her to manage me. So with the shows that she's gotten me booked on and the shows that I'm booked on, like I pretty much stay booked and busy, but I'm at this place now where I'm like, okay, I'm ready to put $1 on my name. Like I know everything I've done. I know what I've accomplished. I'm ready for y'all to start paying me what I'm worth. And so I'm just trying to figure out a way to not be so cocky. Like I'm not doing your show if you don't pay me, but could you pay me? Because I know you getting paid. Because I do this shit. So I know you getting something out of this. So can I just get a little bit of that?
The first question you ask is, what's your budget?
Okay. I like that. Yeah. I should have bought a notebook. God damn. Cam is dropping bars in here, okay?
It's recorded for your pleasure. Don't trip.
You can go back into the show.
I'm about to go take some notes. Look, I'm going to be the most viewed person in the views. I'm going to be like, okay, what is your budget? And where do I fit in that? Because I'm trying to figure it out because...
Olay.
Then, that provides... What type of service can I give you based on your budget?
I get a lot of people hitting me up now, and they not like that, but they are using my platform, and they see what I've already accomplished, and they using that to build up their rooms. And I'm like, that is dope and amazing, and I never thought that would be, my lifestyle. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, that clearly puts me now in a different bracket. Yeah. If you coming to me saying, hey, I want to create this idea, and I want to know if you could help me out, that puts me now in the space of being like the mentor instead of the mentee, kind of, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I gotta now change my mindset from being that hungry second year comedian going out doing anything to, just get some stage time. Now I gotta, every time I go out, it gotta be purposeful. It gotta be a point to it. It gotta either be working on my material for a bigger thing, or it's a show that I need somebody specifically to see me at. So I just did a show at the Bridge last night at the Howard Hughes Center.
Yeah.
And man, like, bro, I used to go
Culver
on
City,
dates.
stand up.
I used to go on dates in that same theater to
Wait,
now
is it
be in
Culver
the
City
front
or-
of the
I think I
theater.
went to go see.
Or Manhattan Beach.
That's Culver City.
Django?
Okay.
That's Culver
You were
City.
there. I was
That's
I
there.
watched
Culver City.
Django at the movie theater right there
The
when
only
it came
movie
out.
I've ever seen there is 30 Days and 30, no.
Man, that used to be my
Those
spot.
vampire movies.
That's where B2K filmed their
30
first
Days
music
of Night.
video
Yeah,
at.
that's the only
That
one I
used to
saw
be
there.
my shit. I used to just
B2K
go
over
there
there,
just
level changing.
because it was there. So last night the show, it was like comedians that I've literally seen on TV, like the dude, I don't want to say his name because he told us not to, but he in a famous classic black film. Like he played a preacher in one of the most classic black films there are,
Yeah.
And then the host is a notable person in comedy. The people performing after me, these is big time people that have been doing comedy for years. And it's like, okay, I clearly am in a whole different ballpark. So to answer your question, the stuff that's coming up now, it's like, I'm just figuring out this new lane that I'm in now. Like I'm figuring out how to navigate this new space because like I did so much so fast the first time. I'm now trying to figure out how to either slow down or keep the momentum going. Yeah. So it's kind of like
changing the pace pretty much.
Yeah, changing the pace, trying to figure out how to be a mom
still in the
and
race.
still do it. Yeah, exactly.
for
So my manager, she told me like you can't just be going out hanging out all night with all the comedians. Like let's be real, I got 3 kids. So every time I leave my house for something comedy related, it got to be setting up a live for me to do something else after that. It has to be, or it's literally a waste of my time. Like literally a waste of my time. I don't got time to be doing that.
Like
so
you're just hanging out at that point. Like you,
just trying to make friends.
Yeah.
And I done made all of the friends I need. Clearly, look at me here on the Innovative Comedy Podcast. Okay,
That's right.
listen,
That's
I done
right.
made all my friends.
Of the world, Craig.
Listen, of the world. So, I got a couple of shows coming up in February. I'm trying to stay consistent with having like at least 5 or 6 shows per month so I can start building up my audience. I'm low-key going viral on TikTok. Because of the Black Girl Follow Train movement. Shout out to the Black Girl Follow Train. Bam, bam, bam.
I gotta make a TikTok.
Yeah, you gotta get on TikTok. TikTok is the new place to be. And it also is showing me that people don't like that I'm doing something. They just like me. Like I didn't even get on TikTok like, oh yeah, I'm this stand-up comedian. I got a comedy club. I did
I'm
all
here,
these things.
y'all.
They don't even know none of that on TikTok because I started TikTok after COVID and after I accomplished all of those things. All they see is this person that's funny and got good energy. So like I'm slowly building up my community on social media. I crossed over and started getting paid for my reels on Instagram. Like I got a reel that got over 3 million views and they sent me $300. I'm like, shut the fuck up. I didn't know y'all was paying me to stare at people. Hold on. Let me stare at people more purposely now. So I'm doing
That's
that,
dope.
like just trying to build up that community. I'm still fighting with YouTube. I can't figure YouTube out to save my life. It drives me crazy.
Yeah, because they changed the guidelines, the algorithm every like once, maybe it used to be every few years. Now that shit's becoming like every other few months.
Okay.
And or at least once to twice a year. So I
Okay.
think they just changed it again on like the 24th of this month.
Bastards.
Like just a few days ago. So they've been like on they've
Rat
been
bastards.
I've
They
been,
just
I've always
started
said they
doing,
do that shit when it's like black content creators start kind of finding ways to get revenue. They always change.
They always
I've
change
seen it.
some shit.
Yeah,
I've
they got a
noticed that
section
pattern.
now where they make you rate your video before you even like make it public.
What?
And
I gotta tell you if my video is worth viewing before y'all even start viewing my video.
you have to tell them what's in your video, what type of
Wow.
content is there.
That's weird.
Do you cuss in the first 7
See,
seconds of
this
your
is
video?
why
They used to show bodies, lifeless
I laugh
bodies
at that
on
shit because I'm
YouTube.
going like, YouTube, isn't
All
that your
kind of
job,
shit.
motherfucker?
Yeah,
You're supposed to
honestly.
be watching these videos, figuring that out.
But then
They
it
like-
does its own check as well. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's kind of strange.
So you can't curse on YouTube?
in the first 7 seconds of your video.
So I can't get out there and be like, bitch, what's happening? I'm Shawntanette Morgan. I can't.
Yeah, but
You can't start with bitch.
I start with
Start with
I'm
bitch,
cool as
okay.
Cam, the coolest motherfucker on the planet. Like that's
Right.
That's how I start the show.
Demonetized.
Wow.
You know, I'd be like,
Demonetized.
I'd be like, fuck that shit. I was like,
TikTok
immediately,
don't
that's
like when I say nigga, but they put it in the caption, so it's
But
like
YouTube,
a catch
they don't
22.
say they
TikTok,
don't
right. TikTok cut our audio on one of our clips that we put up.
Probably because you said nigga.
Because I think that's.
I was watching the
that's
comedy
probably why.
special with
we don't know
I forgot
why.
what comedian it was, and he was talking about his comedy specials go overseas, and when they be spelling words, they be spelling shit wrong. Like the N word be like super harsh over there. So I be thinking like,
Hardy
is
hard,
I be thinking like, is Instagram like who's sitting back there making that decision going like, was that a hard ER or was that a
It's the same thing I used to say, like when you when you're like typing in your phone or you text somebody and you type in nigga and it auto spells it to nigger. Like, and I used to be like, why is that even? Like, why is it? You never noticed that?
Like, why is that an option?
Like, why exactly? Like, why is it the
thing?
right option? The hard ER in my phone or in everybody's phone already. That don't even make sense. It's like that's. I don't know. That's how my brain thinks. Probably because I smoke too much, but
probably y'all got me contact high and an MF in
well,
here.
How long it been since you stopped? Because we used to fucking blow.
Go
like,
up. Listen, I had to catch
shits.
up for all of the times I was in the house watching the Disney Channel. I had to make up for it, and I had to smoke hard.
I was kind of the innovator of the 420 mic.
Man,
like when I started hosting, I was like, we can smoke in here. You was like, yeah. I was like, so welcome to the open mic spot.
Listen,
my name is Todd Al.
So how that happened was that was not planned at all. That was not planned
at all.
First of all, we wasn't even supposed to smoke in the facility. That was not supposed to happen. But we was so like we was so like.
We smoke in the lobby.
Not like fucking
and
we here, but we would always like stop the mic to go have a smoke break just because I knew people needed a smoke break. Like I know that already.
Because Tony
right?
smoked before and after everything.
Before and after everything, okay? So he would be outside rolling the blunt and then we trying to get the mic started. This nigga outside rolling up. Tony, bring that shit in here, okay? Just come on so we can get the mic done. Then one day somebody that don't smoke hits Tony blunt outside, right? They out there chopping it up. I'm like, we got to get this mic started. In my mind, I'm like, I want to go home at a certain time. So you niggas need to get started, right?
This nigga, he be like, I'm trying to leave. Okay, mic.
He must have said, you know how Tony do his little hand, hey, can we smoke in here? I'm like,
fuck it.
Yeah, Top Gun, come on. That shit turned into the 420 mic. Like everybody knew once that mic came around, we smoking during
wine
the mic.
bottles and glasses and shit. We was having the Soulful Sundays.
Soulful Sundays for sure.
It was
cracking for no reason. But
comedy.
It opened up a whole new way of connecting with people. Like comics that hadn't come yet, they was like, oh shit, they smoke weed in there too? Or even audience members like, oh shit, I could watch new comedy and smoke weed. And it was, a lot
of people was having fun and they was working on their shit. It wasn't like we was just smoking, but it was just the perfect element, everything.
It was just like a necessary like icebreaker for everybody if somebody was nervous a little bit. And then I saw after that, actually, they had shows where you go perform first sober and then you smoke and then go back and perform again and stuff like that. And that's when I started tapping into those people. I'm like, it's a whole ocean of comedy out there. There's no one right way to do this.
People doing comedy in laundromats.
Laundromat comedy. I performed in one of the laundromats. It used to be an open mic in a laundromat.
I low-key want to do it because, like, for me, doing laundry or that's kind of like
I might be able to set that up for you.
I like that shit. He was like, I got a laundry room that's popping. This nigga just got a laundry room that's popping.
One thing I
Can I do a load
sure,
before I go up?
Y'all better stop playing. Y'all can do a show in here.
We've done
I'm gonna show you after the show.
Okay, for sure.
We're gonna bring that bounce.
For sure. I've learned that anywhere with a microphone, if you invite comics to get on the mic, they gonna come.
That's how we know it costs money.
It's so scarce.
That's some real shit.
Yeah,
Niggas
it's
would
so
go to,
scarce.
What was that? The one Victor Martinez had, Alley Mike. Mm-hmm. And that's I was going to Alley Mike
behind the food for less,
right before, and that's like in the 18s. Like it was like I grew up like a couple streets over.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, man.
It was active as fuck over
I
there.
I don't know about that one.
I never performed at the Alley Mike.
But you would see everybody from Sunset, all the motherfuckers you see on Sunset, and their names be on the mark. They was in that alley.
Bro used to put some chairs in his garage, like 20 chairs in the garage. And he
still had the lawnmower, the weed whacker.
Everything still up on the walls.
So I can understand that. That's like, you in the garage. It's like
no, the garage was in the alley.
But it was like when his garage was
behind food for less. That was the directions.
You know how certain neighborhoods you got to go through the alley to get to your garage. Mm-hmm. And your garage, it's attached to your apartment or your house, but it's like
it's in the alley.
It's a long alley that's behind Food for Less and Fellas and all that. It's like a shopping center. So it's other people's garages too you'll see people pulling up, going in the house, families, like looking like they coming from church at night. Looking like people out there laughing. It'd be hood gang niggas outside in the alley laughing, enjoying the show. You'd get somebody come down there and kind of ask people where they was from, certain people, and it'd be like, oh, okay, oh, y'all doing comedy? You get tweakers that try to like, can I get 5 minutes?
Right.
Like,
You get a little bit of everybody at the alley mic.
Until somebody want a trip.
And that's the thing, nobody
ever tripped
I think
at
if
the alley
anything,
mic.
some comedians probably got into it at that, but nobody ever, it was never any outside tripping going on. And I won the first time I went. Because if you pay $2 and you win, if you win, you win 10. And I went, and the first time I ever went, I won the first time, and then I went back maybe the next 2 weeks. And then I think I went to maybe I think I might already, I had came to open mic maybe for that month. I had only been coming to open mic for a month. And then I went to alley mic, and then I started telling people in the alley mic, and then even some people there was like, yeah, I don't go south. Like, nigga, you in the alley
You
right
in
now.
the fucking
Like,
behind food for less. Like,
And you talk about I'm not going past I'm not going past the 10. So like, but it was a good time though. But I will close it out. Where can everybody find you? Any upcoming shows or whatever?
Just Shawntanette. I'm on the show on February 9th called The Negress Hour, and that is just black women shining their black light on comedy and being great. Hosted by this amazingly funny lady that moved out here from I forget where she moved from, but she came out here and she's like a beast with her energy and how much she cares about the black community. So she putting together this show, and then I'm doing the Hollywood comedy twice this month, and I'm going all the way to Lake Elsinore.
Yeah,
I'm taking a drive to the Lake Elsinore with Gerald. Yeah,
I did that one. That shit, that's dope. Him and Landy. And I did that in
so I'm taking
October,
a drive doing that, and then I'm hoping to go to San Diego by the end of the month.
That's
just
where
to,
I need to go. Oceanside,
just to
too.
go out there. Stop playing with me, Top Gun. You better hop in my whip and let's roll, okay? I don't smoke no more though. I haven't been smoking for like a whole month. So okay, that's 2 hours. You sure? Okay,
I'm gonna smoke like a motherfucker before we dip.
DJ said no. He said no. You gonna do your vape pen?
I know what it is. That's 3
there
blunts.
You go. Look, that's 3 blunts on the way to San Diego. So, man. But I had to stop smoking because I needed to know what was my thoughts and what was the weed thoughts, and I wasn't able to separate the two. So when I'm able to separate the two, I might come back. But for now, I'm not gonna smoke.
That's dope though. So that's and everybody know, follow me at Tony Grams, TONY_GRAMS. Follow Innovative Culture. Follow everybody in the room. Cool Ass Cam Punch. Follow my nigga TV in the back. Yeah, he like, my nigga Dex over there chilling. Yeah, he in the cut.
He did the stretch
it is high. See my nigga Keys about to slide in. And make sure y'all follow Shawntanette. Play it ball. And I'm going to pass it. I'm going to actually start bringing the Crow's Nest comedy back. I'm shooting for the 7th, but we might just go to the next 2. It'll be Tuesdays instead of Wednesdays. So everybody kind of tap in, follow me, check my stories for that. But that'll be starting back this February. So then pass it off to Cam.
I just want to give a shout out before we get out of here to that lady that stole the chicken wings.
1.7 million.
Yeah, I just want to shout her out real quick. I don't know, but she the MVP.
How she moved that weight?
You didn't hear about that?
No,
Some old black lady.
She like 66 years old. She stole it from the school district, right, or some shit like that.
I didn't even see where. I just read the shit.
She stole some chicken wings.
Chicken wings, but it was like 1.6.
Is she the reason why we had a shortage not too long ago?
Is she the reason why eggs is up?
The schools had a shortage for sure.
Wow,
that's one chicken every 2 wings.
The whole district was
and why? Like why?
That's like 800,000 chickens probably.
But yeah,
wow,
I'm Cool Ass Cam. Y'all can follow me at COOLAZZCAM. Tap in with our website, www.theinnovativeculture.com. Follow us on Instagram at innovative.culture and subscribe to our YouTube at youtube.com/innovativeculture.
You so responsible remembering all of that.
Yeah, but Punch got more, so I'm going to let him say the rest.
Oh, shit. Y'all can follow me at I am DJ Punch, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, the whole Shabam Boo, baby. Make sure you follow the podcast with me and the homie Cool Ass Cam at the FMAD Podcast. Like he said, subscribe to the website, subscribe to the YouTube, youtube.com/innovativeculture. We out this bitch. Peace.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
Innovative comedy.
Innovative. innovative.